Yes, we are live. Good afternoon from the Netherlands, from Amsterdam, and morning from United States, from Georgia. By the way, can you hear me well?
I can.
Okay, awesome, awesome. I have really the favorite woman for me here, and I will tell you in a second about her. But before we start, it's again the tradition, and we have a centering moment. So
Yes.
whoever scrolls down on Facebook and bumps up in us, either they have a decision if they want to follow us or they do continue the scrolling down. So let's do a centering for us because this is a sacred place. And maybe just to connect for today with our heart and just breathe and be grateful that we are healthy and we are alive, and many people suffer. So we have this opportunity to channel some love to
Yes.
whoever needs it on this planet. And for me, just to put even more love into this space, because I'm so excited having Tanya is a role model for me.
Mm.
So I'm gonna start. So I have wonderful. So we have these daily conversations because my intention is to bring people I really admire and they are experts in their field, and having the intention to inspire you, to offer ideas to help you thrive mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and in your business during these times. And we have a nice topic today, an important one about mindset, emotional healing, standing up and asking for your value. And there is nobody better than Tanya to have it on this topic. And Tanya Thomas has 25 years experience in results coaching and facilitating in the business and personal arenas. And many of her clients find her because they may feel stuck or disappointed in their lives. And there is that lack of fulfillment and a search of happiness and peace. And after successful years as an executive in corporate America, she stepped into entrepreneurship, and she created a partnership to purchase 22 Yum brand franchises, build a successful legacy in Atlanta, Georgia. And in the span of 15 years, she grew to 60 locations. So she is extremely successful as an entrepreneur, having the bottom line and also the heart and the mind. So she's currently the president of Premier Coaching Group, and Tanya Lynn. She's an international a coach federation master coach, a senior trainer and master coach with Tony Robbins. She has a long list of titles, but beyond that, MBA,
It seems
PhD,
like
and
I'm
all that.
old.
Two books, and which I love. One of them is Help I Being Attacked by My Cell Phone. This is to give it to, especially to our kids and teenagers. And she's coming up with a new book in 2020. So she understands the corporate intricacies and mindset. She's an avid volunteer. She has her own foundation providing free coaching conversations for those unable to afford them. So there's no better person here to talk about all these things: healing, mindset, isolation, and perfectionism, asking for your value. So let's start. Hi, Tanya. Thank you for coming.
Hello, and
Welcome.
such an honor. Thank you. And listeners, great on you to be here to get some information to help your life. I'm excited.
Me too. So Tanya, sometimes when I'm typing, and so I'm typing in a chat box, so because I like to capture some of the great things that you say. So just for you
Okay.
to know that I'm not I am multitasking with a purpose. With a
Listen, I
purpose.
totally understand. I get it. I get
Okay.
it.
So
No
because I'm
worries.
thinking also to give value to the people.
Yes.
So tough times, huh? or opportunities, or to spark our creativity. How are the times for you?
The times are interesting. That's the word I would use.
Okay.
Because interesting is it's all of the emotions that you feel. There's shock, there's denial, there's anger, there's sadness, disappointment, happiness. It's all of those things that you
Yeah.
can be experiencing, and at a rapid pace,
Yes.
and pretty much on an ongoing basis. It's like that because there's
Yes.
something that's always shocking you, when either someone's behavior, or your behavior, or any of that. So yeah, it's, I would say, interesting times. Yeah, and it's and it's much needed. It was much needed, because sometimes there's a saying that says, if you don't take time out,
Universe
God's
will
gonna,
provide you, huh?
it will provide you, for sure, for sure. So we're all been provided for. So
Yes.
yes.
To be honest, I think that for so many people, so many people needed to reset, that this comes also as a blessing. So at- we were running too fast, I think, and the earth needed us to slow down and to think about, go to basics actually again.
That's right. Exactly. Exactly.
So many people are isolated socially, but it's a thing how you think about isolation. Some ah, put a certain label, some other, and somehow people feel isolated in their mind. What do we need to do to thrive actually mentally during these times?
So isolation's important to have. It's just you don't want to be to the extreme of it. Isolation meaning to unplug from social media at certain times, to unplug from being so busy, to just go within, to
Yeah,
understand what it is that you want.
yeah,
Listening to the small voice, or not even small, the voice inside you, the intuition inside you, to go, okay, what do I need? So to shut everything off, that's isolation, at its finest, where you're
yeah.
able just to tune in to what you normally don't notice.
But some people are very scared actually to go there, because it's being busy and working a lot is a great strategy to keep you from facing things,
Yeah.
facing your truth.
Well, that,
So for
yeah.
this is a big interruption in their lifestyle.
Well, we aren't taught
Sure.
this. We are not taught this. The only time that we get isolation in school is when we were in grade school. So when we were, like in the United States for sure, when you're in kindergarten, you get to have naps. You get to stop all the busyness and you get to go take a nap, right? So
Yeah,
you were isolated and just with you and your blanket, right? That's it. Then first grade, it was running and gunning, all the way through, and you never stop.
yeah,
So you're not taught, right? This is a method. It's always taught to go get. It's not taught to be within and to receive from within. And
yeah.
that is the key to
So how
true.
do these people do it?
Well, there's a few things. One, definitely prayer, meditation. Two, sleep. And there's studies on this, right? That what brings you most fulfillment and happiness.
Yes.
Sleep, believe it or not, prayer, meditation, just listening to the intuition, the discernment that you're being guided.
Yeah.
And then, I have this thing called the 3 Ps. You
Which
want to
are?
be you want to be prayerful,
Yes.
purposeful, and planful. There are 3 Ps. Prayerful, so pray about it, then be on purpose about it. What is the purpose? What are you going to do? And then put in actions, implement what it is you want
Planful.
to do.
Planful.
Planful. Yeah. So first is prayerful, purposeful.
Purposeful.
Yeah.
Planful.
Hmm.
Yeah. So you meet many people in the world, and there's a lot of emotions going all over the place. And I know that one of your specialties is about emotional healing.
Yeah.
It's one of your favorite topics. So let's get a little bit into this.
All right. So emotional healing specifically is, look, I deal with people that are all over the world, mostly entrepreneurs, some corporate executives, but mostly entrepreneurs who run businesses, multi-million dollar businesses. So they don't have a place where they get to go and just be and listen, be listened to, and have time to just cut things off, shut things off, and get focused on what it is that's really driving them to insanity, for example, because they don't stop. They just keep going, 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 but they know something's wrong. How do you know something's wrong? Is when their health starts failing,
Yes.
their
Yes.
relationships start failing, when because they're thinking, because it stops working at a certain point, and because you're emotionally drained, you didn't
Yeah.
take care of, you were on this fast train, and you didn't take care of yourself.
Yes.
So, and so when you really look at it, most entrepreneurs, are running and gunning because they don't want to be with the pain that existed, that was either thrust upon them or they caused or what have you, either in childhood or, adult,
Yes.
mostly in childhood.
Yes.
And so when you really get down to it, it's like, where do you find peace? In
Yes.
emotional healing. That's where you're going
Yes.
to find peace. What
And
does
how do
that
you?
mean exactly?
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
No, that's was the question.
Yeah. So how do you do that? Well, first of all, the three A's. I'm all about threes. 1, 2, 3. That's my thing, right? So
It's easy.
the three A's is what is going on. Awareness. Be aware. What's affecting you? So mostly it's like, I'm courageous, I'm bold, I'm
Yeah.
smart and wise, all that stuff. And it's like, okay, and then what else? Where are the parts where you get sad? Where are the parts where you isolate and it's not good for you? Where are the parts that you go to addictive behavior, like drugs, women,
Work.
men, work? Yes. Yeah. So where's that? And so first is the awareness, is identifying the emotions or feelings that have them stuck.
Yeah.
Okay. Or what they're running from. Right. That's number one.
Which is kind of difficult many times because they don't have the vocabulary. People that repress and suppress emotions, usually they don't have the vocabulary of emotions, right? So you do
No,
some
but
work
that's why
with them.
that's right. But they do have it once we start having a voice to it. When you give
Ah,
a voice to it, then they have the language. It's
and you
not my
create a
language,
safe
it's their
space,
language.
and you create a safe space
Yeah,
around this for the exploration, right?
exactly. Exactly. Okay, so the second A is, so the first A is what's going
Awareness.
on with your awareness. Second one is accepting what's going on. Is it true? Is it not true? So most people go into denial. No, it's not true, et cetera, et cetera. And then they go more time, on that hamster wheel, and nothing's really changing. Okay, so is it true or not true? So once they say, yes, it's true, then they make appropriate steps. They say it's not true, then we say, okay, what is it really? So we go
Yeah.
back to finding what it is really. So accepting what is. And the last part is taking appropriate action.
Yeah.
This whole work is around understanding your blind spot. What are
Yes.
your blind spots? Well, what is
Yeah.
that? That's an area in which you just have not seen, you refuse to see, or you don't know how to see it, but everybody
Yeah.
else sees it.
Yeah. And you have one thing. What I there are many things I love about you. Um,
Yes, thank you, sweetie.
But you are one of a woman that first of all you made your millions, so that is not nobody that can tell you, yeah, you talk about personal development, but you are not in business. Oh no, you are in corporations, then you made your millions as an entrepreneur, and you are brilliant in the work you do, and
Thank
you're kind. So let me tell you how we met. So let me, not you, but to the people, because that's one of the things that attracted me a lot. So you didn't even know me, and you held me before you knew me.
you. Wow.
So I remember we were in Singapore uh, 2 years ago, and my telephone was dead, the battery. I just flew from Amsterdam to Singapore, and I was looking at my phone who didn't have any battery, and I needed to send some information. And so universe provides me immediately a charger, not charger, battery charger through Tanya Thomas. You didn't even know me and you came out of your way to help me.
Oh,
And to me, that's, and then plus the fun thing that you do. I mean, you are hardcore business and everything, and you have fun in everything you do. And I think that this is also a lesson for people to get. How can you do so much serious business but having lots of fun? And I don't. You challenge us. I know you always challenge us. Okay, I challenge you to have more fun than I have. So how do we learn to have more fun in life?
yeah. First of all, the biggest thing is recognize you don't have any. Is that
But
true?
be truthful. Yeah.
Yeah, be truthful with what is. Okay. Number two is remember a time when you had so much fun. Just remember all those times. If you cannot remember a time, then you go to comedies, you watch comedies, you listen to comedians, right? You get around family members or friends that are wackadoodle, right? And then the fun could be anything like, you know, a lot of things like jump roping, hula hooping, playing jacks, swinging,
People
literally.
are too serious for
Oh my
this.
God. Look,
We are
look,
too
let me show you.
important for this,
Let me show you
Tanya.
something. I'm a businesswoman, as you know. I coach like, you know, executives and da da da. But in my office, you see this? This is in my office.
Ha,
This
ha,
is
ha, ha.
this is the Incredibles, right? It
Yeah,
just reminds me of the superheroes. Hello. Remind yourself, surround you the other way. How do you have fun? You know, surround yourself with things that represent fun. So, like, do you see that? This right here says laughter. This is
yeah.
my office. So my office, says fun. The environment's fun. When people walk in my office, they go, "Wow."
Yeah.
It's like a
And
museum of
they cannot
fun.
do anything but have fun, right?
Well, yeah. The thing is fun's different for everybody, right? So, what brings your heart joy, cheer, bliss? Any of those words, because fun could be. Because some people, when they say fun, well, I need a drink, I need to get high. I'm like,
It's
okay,
different.
that's a little different. But if that's your fun, whatever your boat is. But the
Yeah,
point is to take your resonance, your energetic, from boom, boom, boom to like way up here,
yeah,
happy, in a
yeah,
place because actually you were born to shine. You were born to be phenomenal. You were born to, rule in a way that supports yourself and the universe. You weren't born to be downtrodden and depressed and moody and blah, blah, blah. You just weren't.
yeah,
That's a choice. People have a
yeah.
choice. You have a choice. That's it.
So when you build up your business,
Hmm.
60 franchises and doing serious stuff, how did you cultivate this sense of fun, and how did you do it also with your team? Because I think that you probably grew up a team of people with lots of enjoyment in their area.
Yes, actually. So both in corporate America and anywhere I go, when I taught school, it's just if we are not having fun, we're not doing it right.
Yeah,
So one of the things on most coaching calls, we're cracking up laughing beyond like I haven't laughed that hard in so long, and so laughter is very important. So yeah, it's very important things that you have your strategy and your numbers, your ROI, and all those, all that lingo. That's all information. The key is how do you want to feel? What do you want to
yes.
express? So here's the deal. Here's your evidence. When people call your name, when people see you, what do they say? Do they say,
Wow. Yay.
or
Or
do they say, wow, I'm so excited, right? That
so
tells
what
you
is the
everything.
energy you bring into the room, right?
Exactly. And the room is what you hold inside yourself. So,
Yeah.
because we're all billboards, all of us, we're walking billboards.
Yeah.
I tell you who I am by
Yeah.
what you see, the way I speak. Same for you. Okay.
Yeah. And what I love, because I heard somebody that we know told us, you went to a certain person and you said, "Do you have fun?" And the person said, "Oh, I do."
Oh,
Well, you should tell your face about this. I mean, come on, people. And you see, I saw other people that, come like, "Oh, I so love and I have fun." And there is the eyes like they are to kill you. That the energy that comes from within, and they don't understand but the mouth says, "Oh, I have so much fun and I'm so loving," right? So
yeah.
there's
Here's
so
what's
much
beautiful.
disconnect.
Our bodies never lie.
No,
Never.
no, no,
So
absolutely
if
not.
your body, so listen, I pretty much wake up on fire, ready to rock and roll pretty much now because I'm just conditioned that way. And there are days that it's just like, oh my
My
goodness,
God.
especially
Yes,
now because in the energy in the world is an oppressive energy. It's an
yes,
where it's a downtrodden energy. And so with me, I'm like the big beach ball in an ocean. You know,
yes,
the pressure keeps trying to put me down, and I'm
yeah,
bouncing back up for air. That's pretty much. And I'll always,
yes,
I'm a beach ball, right? I'm just not going to go. I'm not going to, drown. Bottom line. So the key is regardless, you want to build the reservoir. So if you haven't even started, start from scratch. Just do one thing that makes you laugh. That's it. Or brings a smile to your heart, right?
yeah,
Just one thing for yourself. You don't have, it's not like you have to go do something for someone else. This is really, fun is an inside job, actually, just like love.
yes,
It's an
yes,
inside job. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So some people are alone. Some people are
Yes.
lonely, and some people are alone and lonely. Some people are surrounded by people and they feel lonely. Many failed relationships. What are some nudges here to lift up the relationships we have around us and cultivate them and nurture them?
Yeah. So one of the big challenges in the world and all the thousands of people that I got to be with over the years is there is this thing called perfectionism. And people don't, they're like, oh, I'm not a perfectionist. Okay, so what you do in your life, who controls your life? Well, I control. I say when, I say how much, and then by the way, and I control my wife or my husband. And like, okay, so you're not perfectionist, because it's like
Yeah.
perfectionism. Do it my way. This is how I want it done, etc. And if you don't do it my way, then there's unhappiness. There's
Yes.
suffering, as they call it, right? As they say. And so the key is for you when you are taking care of yourself first and foremost, the isolation and the loneliness goes away because
Exactly. Because you're
you're
connecting.
nurturing, because you're
Yeah.
connecting to your, yeah. Because when we go external, it's so lonely, it's so isolated, because people aren't going to give you exactly what you want. Pretty close, but not exactly. And a lot of times they'll let you down, right? And you're like, oh, boo-hoo, right? And so then you go down another path. Now, you can take a survey. So are you happy today? No. How come? Well, my wife didn't do this, or my daughter didn't do this. My son. I'm telling you, it's because of something happened outside
Yes.
themselves. That's suffering. They chose
Yes.
that. Suffering is choice,
Yes.
right? So as opposed to, this isolation piece, you're lonely because you're choosing to be lonely.
Yes.
You don't like I'm by myself, right? But not really. I have tribes around the world that get me and love me, and vice versa. And I extend myself.
Yes.
Isolation is when you're like on an island by yourself and you're just there with nature. And even then, you're isolated, but you have water and you have the trees. And so it's all about your perspective,
Yeah.
right? So that's the other piece, is that how are you looking at, what are you trying to get from loneliness? When you say, well, I'm
Yeah.
lonely. Okay, well, what are you trying to get then? What
Yeah.
is that?
Yeah.
Sympathy, sorrow, whatever. Yeah.
And
So you
victim
want to come,
attitude. Yes.
yeah. So you want to come from a place of, um, when you're dealing with isolation and loneliness, is you want to come, okay, what do I need in this moment to help me feel whole and complete?
Yes. That's a beautiful question.
You know, what do I get to do in order to be more whole?
Yes, beautiful.
Right. So notice the words I'm using is what and not why or
Why
however.
exactly?
Very
Yes,
rare.
absolutely, absolutely,
Because
absolutely.
what commands? What is a command word? It has you go boom. If you're
And it
asking
puts in the
how,
search, puts the brain in the search mode, right?
yeah, but more of a command mode, like what has to happen, what needs to go down, as opposed to how you're searching too, and you're like on this wave of trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One more thing that is really very important this time, especially for consultants, coaches, and
Yes.
not only, but the thinking, okay, is it okay to charge in this period of crisis? You know, when people experience so much financial problems. You know, so many lost their jobs, businesses are going down. So that's a brand new way of doing business, and much more limited scale. So charging and how to stand for your value.
Okay, so there's two different things. So standing for your value. So this is one of the biggest things that still is not taught in schools, right? And some training programs, not so much. It's always the value comes from the content, from the program content, not from the person. Value must always come from within.
Of course.
Okay, but people aren't
Don't
trained
thinking
yet.
like this. It's just
No,
give the content. Yeah,
it's like
absolutely.
no. Okay, listen. You as a coach, consultant, teacher, facilitator, mentor, you spent time and money to get the experience you have right now. So you can look at it like this. It's a bank. You are a bank. So you were taking deposits into yourself, and now clients are going to come and they're going to want withdrawal, right? And that's okay because you're able to give it to them, no problem. The problem is that when you keep giving, there's no give and take. Anytime you have a relationship that's meaningful, meaning I have my greatest and highest intention of goodness for your life, you enter into a contract or agreement with me. We both agree on that. You pay me for the experience that I bring you. You pay me for the value of the questions I ask you and the shifts that you make because you got answers to the questions you had inside you.
Yes.
That's it. If not, then it's not equal. Like I keep giving to you, I keep giving it to you.
And
Guess
it's a
what?
disbalance.
I'm working for you, and you're not working for your own self. You don't value it. So it doesn't matter. Coaches, you can come up, be very, all the people I mentioned, you can come up with a creative package during the next 90 days. My program is going to be X, right? So you can say the first program for 30 days is going to be this, and the next 90 days is going to be this. When you do group things are less expensive. So you might group things, do groups, and that helps with the cost as well. And it helps pay your bills also. Right. So that's the biggest thing. I mean, yeah, we all want to be sympathetic people, but listen, the truth of the matter is people pay for exactly what they want to get. So if they're in enough pain, they're going to find a way to get it done. But now here's the deal. Don't be crazy. There are some people out there that are charging is just horrific in the coaching field. It's listen, I've been around for a long time and I trained a lot of the people, to be quite frank.
Yes.
But you have to go with what you're guided to go with, right? In other
Yeah.
words, but to charge, I don't care if it's a corporation or not. It still needs to be within appropriate. It should just be appropriate because you know better. You know what it is. Because
Yeah.
people over time will feel like I've been, that 20 grand, 25, whatever it is I pay for a year. Well, is your life way different than it was? No. That's not very good. That's not very good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So sorry.
It's okay. It's part of life.
It's
It's
true.
parts of life.
I don't have
It's
another
part.
call. Oh, that's okay. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So that value. So people are going to respect what you inspect, which is your values and what you
Yeah.
bring to the table. And just
Yeah.
remember, the thing that people get caught up on is, oh, they may not be able to. Well, guess what? You already lost.
Yours lost the game. Yeah.
You already lost, right? So you know who you are, the client or customer, either you have what they need to help them get through the problem or you don't. And that's
Yeah.
okay. There's plenty people in the
Yeah. And
world.
take care of yourself so that your self-esteem gets to a healthy level so you can stand up for yourself and for the value that you provide to the humanity, right?
Yeah. So
And
here's the deal. I used to, when I first started, I used to coach Sunday through, I mean, it's every day, 7 days a week, sun up to sundown. It was crazy. And then I was charging terrible. It was terrible what I was charging. Sometimes I was doing things free because first of all, I don't have this experience and I'm learning to, and after a while, my intuition went, stop it. Stop it. And then I started charging appropriately, and that my intuition was calm and peaceful. So when your intuition's calm and peaceful, you know you did the right thing.
And
That's all.
plus, when you started to charge and you had peace with yourself, business started also to
Yes,
grow, right? Because
exactly.
that's not an imbalance; it's an also energetic balance
No question. Yeah.
right.
And
S-
then you asked about what was the other, okay, so I talked about the value, and there was the other question you asked before
To
that.
stand up for yourself and charge what you
Yeah, what you're going to charge
uh,
that's reasonable for you and the other person. But
yeah.
no, you asked for something else before that. Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. I wanted also in the end to touch on the perfectionist to give a couple of strategies for people that are into perfectionist mood, how to get out of the perfectionist mood and get on life, get on living, you know?
All right. So this is where oh my goodness gracious.
Universe is calling.
So sorry.
It's okay.
You know, I'm
It's the
rarely in
time
my
to celebrate, you
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah. No,
People
I'm
are
rarely in my
calling.
office. Yeah, I'm right, exactly. I'm rarely in my office on Fridays. And so obviously, the telemarketers just love calling. So
Yeah,
who knows?
probably.
No, I know it is. All right. So perfectionism. Here is the deal. First, recognize that's what's happening for you.
Oh, it's a
Notice
true
how
truth.
much you're so in control of everything. My invitation to you, this is homework, by the way, people. My invitation to you is allow things to be organically done for yourself and for others. Drop the somebody has to do it the way that you designed it.
Yes.
Drop that. What does that mean? Drop it. Well, I want somebody to do ABC. Well, somebody might do ABC, but they might do it way different than you. As long as they're producing the results, what do you care? But some
So
of
focus on the results rather than the
always the
process.
results. Always. Well, the person's supposed to be working 9 to 5 or whatever. They're working at home and they're not working. Are they producing the results? Yes or no? Some people are so, what do they call them? They're controlling. They're managers that just want to control everything.
Micromanagers.
Micromanagers, boy, you know who you are. This is why you're so. This is where anxiety comes in. This is where depression takes in because it's your body's saying no. All
Yes.
of our bodies really want to be, free of controlling other people's business.
Yeah.
One of my favorite people, Byron Katie, has this saying about staying in your lane. So
Yeah.
when you stay in your lane, me, myself, and I'm 100% responsible for
Yeah.
all of that.
Yeah.
The challenge is when we jump over to other people's lanes or God's
Yeah.
lanes, that's where you get
Yeah.
into trouble. But that's the control piece, right? So
Yeah.
the question is, ask yourself, what is it that's causing me to be so controlling? What's caused me not to just allow the process to work? And the process is life.
Yeah.
And this is with everything, your kids, your spouses, your friends. try on this, not try on, get this, take this word, flexibility. You want to be Gumby.
Flexibility.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
my invitation to you, is that's the biggest, when you look at all of these folks that are in the, personal development, that are in the high tier, for example, right? None of them, some of them have control issues still, but they're working through them. But for the most part, they've allowed, when their businesses grew is when they allowed people to be in their wheelhouse, where they're gifting, where they're in their giftings, and allowed them to do their work. Their
Yeah.
companies exploded.
Yeah.
And same here, same in this environment that we're even more so now,
Yeah.
when you're not needing it to be a certain way. And by the way, if you're still saying, if you're one of those people out there saying, well, it's going to turn back to normal, I'm waiting for it to be normal, normal's over.
There, normal is over. It's a new way. It's an evolutionary
Anyway, yeah,
process, right? So we
yeah,
go
it's
to the
anyway.
new life. Awesome. So
Anyway, day.
recognize it, be truthful, face it, right?
Yes.
Uh, uh, question what is it that is causing to be so controlling. Let things to go organically. Stay in your lane. Flexibility.
Yeah. But out of all of that, it's number one, how committed are you to really making that happen
Yeah.
on a scale 1 to 10? If it's anything less than 8, 9, 10, don't bother. If you're really not committed at an 8, 9, 10 to shift this, don't waste your
You're
time.
not ready. Yeah.
You're not ready, but at least you know.
Yeah, exactly. And it's okay. And forgive yourself.
That's it.
You're still here. You have chances to go. Awesome.
Yes. Yep.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much,
Yeah.
Tanya. Oh, it's
Rome.
always,
Rome wasn't built in a day, my love.
yeah, it's nice. And one of the things I love dancing with you. So I just love dancing with you. Thank you so much. I hope you'll come again because you're always full of wisdom and you give so much more around you. Thank you so much.
Oh, honey,
And
my
let's
pleasure.
let's take a breath together and send all our love to everybody
Yes.
who
Yes.
suffered
Yes.
in this world. Sending our
Yes.
love
Yes.
and
Yes. Mm, yes.
thank you so much, Tanya.
Thank you, my
Always a
love.
pleasure. And
Honor.
see you again. Thank you. Have everybody a great weekend. Enjoy life and
Yes.
stay healthy.
And have
Bye.
fun. And have fun.
Have fun. Yeah, tell your face as well, huh?
That's
Thank you.
good. Bye bye.
Bye.
See you. Bye bye.
Bye.